A Non-Mom Happy Hour is the podcast that celebrates real-ass human women, whether they use their baby box or not. Hosted by Kelly Nerdzilla Mendenhall and Debbie Jo Nelson, a Non-Mom Happy Hour is a safe space to talk about mental health, trauma, disordered eating, surviving, and self-care. We talk about it all while laughing as much as possible, because if you don't laugh, you'll cry. Each week is a new episode, and every other week we interview badass women from around the U.S. and the world. If you like to laugh, feel like you've never quite fit into most lady groups or podcasts because you're not a mom, or are a mom who needs a break from momming for an hour, you should come hang out with us. A Non-Mom Happy Hour, bringing healing through laughter and community. Streaming basically everywhere you could possibly want to find us. Remember, always be a real-ass human. To check out the podcast, visit anonmomhappyhour.com.
I'm a very sentimental person.
This has been a real deep podcast.
I didn't mean it to be so. The death of Stalin.
That was not funny.
Oh!
It's the traditional hero arc. You want to see them struggle.
There's no heroes here. Come on.
No.
And I still think to this day that they probably are still, thrusting around in the dark, so to speak.
I think, no, don't.
Hello everybody, this is Paul from Considered and Conceited, and sitting opposite me, resplendent and windswept and exotic from her trip down to the beach, is... You just can't do it, can you?
No.
Just can't get it right.
It's me, Pip. Hi, everyone.
How are you?
Windswept?
Windswept and exotic.
Did I get a tan? I did slightly.
Just slightly.
I went on the Great Ocean Road. Very pretty. If anyone's in Australia, that's where they should head.
Yes. I think I might have to do that one, I think.
January is probably not the best time to go because there's a million other people who think, we should go down to the beach as well.
I think they should all go because when I go, it's not going to be when everybody else is going. So, yes.
Sorry. Everyone listening should go in January and not in March.
Go like Paul. Now.
Paul wants the beach to himself.
That's exactly right.
Did you have a good week?
I had a mediocrity week this week. The truck went well, but then I found out I'm getting a new truck.
Oh, that's exciting.
I found out my new truck has done 16,000 hours, which makes it not a new truck.
I was just thinking, that doesn't sound new.
No, I was not happy. Anyway.
Okay.
Enough of my garbage exploits.
Okay, well, we hope you've had a good week.
Oh,
I
that's
forgot.
right. You know what time it is, don't you?
Really? We've got to do something better than that.
What?
Not to say, guess what time it is?
I think it works for me. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the podcast pick of the week. Thank you. Thank you very much for your excellent sliding. I'll just adjust it.
Because when you were clicking on the thing
Yes,
before...
no, keep doing that because that works.
Teamwork. I love it.
Teamwork. Go team.
Paul, your podcast pick of the week.
My podcast pick of the week is Dan Carlin's Hardcore History.
Which I haven't listened to.
No, you have not. But let me assure you, if you like a bit of a history podcast, and I know I do, this one is the Rolls Royce. This is as good as history podcasts on the internet go. Take it from me.
What makes this one better than any of the others?
It's hardcore. In that each episode, now, okay, I might lose people here by saying, well, each episode goes for about 2.5 hours, but you get to really dive deep on a subject. And he is not backwards in coming forwards and telling you all the gritty, nasty details that a lot of other people would shy away from. It is completely like open misere. Everything is out on display. He is an excellent... he thinks about the subject. He researches it exquisitely, and he's got a very pleasant talking voice. And when he's reading this stuff too, well, it's important because quite a lot of history podcasts, and I'm not going to name names. World War II podcast.
Don't do that.
Oh, just the guy talks in a monotone, and then the planes came across and bombed, and it's just this monotone, and it goes on episode after episode, and he even takes a piss out of his own voice sometimes because he realises that he speaks in B and B flat, and that's the only two notes he uses. But this is not the case. In other words,
he's a walking bagpipe.
He is a little bit. But that is not the case with Dan Carlin. Dan Carlin has got a very expressive voice, probably one of the most expressive voices, I think, on the internet, other than my own, of course. And I just find him deeply, deeply interesting to listen to. He'd be up there with Stephen Fry as easy listening.
Oh, okay.
But the subject matter that he talks about is most definitely not easy listening. He really.
So, what's some of the topics he talks about?
Well, he does a 5-episode one on Genghis Khan, for example, and the Mongol invasions. And when you want to find out about something, this is the one. It just opens it all out and explores it in exquisite detail. And there's another one on the Japanese invasion of China, which just dropped this morning. That's what made me think I must give Dan Carlin a hooray, because he's one of my absolute all-time favourites.
How often does he drop a podcast?
They're not often. This is the one downside of hardcore history. When they come out between 2 months. So you have to go back and open up old episodes. Now, he has, after about, 2 years or so of a podcast being on the site, you have to pay for it, sort of thing. But honestly, the quality of the podcast, by far and away, if you're into audiobooks, this is at least as good a quality as any audiobook you'll come across. It's really exquisite.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hardcore history.
That's hardcore history. If you're a bit of a history nut, war nut, anything like that, you'll love this stuff. It's really, really well done.
Okay. Well, next time I have a spare 2 hours, I'll have a listen.
2.5.
2.5 hours. Awesome. Cool.
Yes, but you may come out of it the other end going, wow, I didn't know. Some of them can be up to 3 hours long, sort of thing, So, no, I know. But if you're into this stuff,
you want to listen to it.
That's it. You want to hear the whole story. You don't want to hear it chopped down for time.
Can you pause in between and not lose anything?
Of course.
Okay, cool.
It's a podcast.
I know, but sometimes you have to listen to it full, otherwise you've forgotten what they're discussing.
Well, then you just go back. You can listen to it all again.
Defeats the purpose. But, anyway.
I would and have done.
Anyway, so this week I put up a film and you put up a film, which we're enjoying immensely. We've totally changed what we're doing. I put up Nightcrawler and you put up The Dark Knight, but we'll talk about Nightcrawler first.
Pip, could you please give me a synopsis?
Oh, I guess I could. Lewis Bloom, a young man who uses online courses to understand people and employment, stumbles into a new career as a cameraman of nocturnal crimes and accidents to be shown on TV news. Lewis goes to increasingly greater lengths for the most grisly and shocking shots.
Now, you got to put this film up.
Now, I put this film up because my mother and my brother both watched it and said it was awesome.
And you just had a conversation with him this morning about it, and you haven't told me anything about it. You've been, as per typical Pip, you've been extremely,
keeping it close,
tight-chested about the whole affair. So, what did you think about this film, Pip?
Me, myself.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, there were times where I was cringing and covering my eyes,
right,
and then looking between my eyes and going, "Oh my gosh!" It was so, and the problem was it felt so real, as to something that could actually happen.
Oh, easily.
And would probably does happen, that I went, oh my gosh, this is like watching a train accident. Oh!
For people who are kind of who listened to the synopsis and thought, well, that's not really.
I didn't want to give anything away. But.
Didn't give much away, but essentially, this is a movie about I don't think it's giving it away, is it? Because you pick it up pretty early on.
Well, no, my brother didn't notice when we were discussing it this morning,
and he couldn't work it out. The motives.
And my mum actually asked the question to me, and I went, "Well, this is what I got from it."
Do you think I should say?
Oh, look, go ahead.
Okay, all right, because it is a relatively new movie.
But what is interesting? Oh, it's 2014.
Yes.
So
it's essentially what happens when a person who was a legitimate psychopath. He's a legitimate psychopath. Trust me on this.
He's got a social impairment, or a mental impairment of some sort.
That's called being... No, it's not being called a psychopath. But in his case, he would have to be a psychopath.
I reckon he'd be getting pretty close.
He's amoral. No, look,
he actually... One of the lines in the film is, I don't like people.
No, well, that's right.
And then when he says it, though, it's
You
almost like
believe him.
he would like to wipe out people from the face of the planet.
Yes, he is a genuine psychopath. I feel that he is. But look, a psychiatrist may come along and just go, no, he is this, or this. But
Paul and I don't have a degree in...
Well, let's face it. A working understanding of what a psychopath is, this man gets all the boxes ticked as far as we're concerned. And... He
gives off that vibe.
He starts off life, scraping the absolute bottom. He's got no place in society.
He's a thief.
He is. And he is just trying to make ends meet. And then he hits upon doing video camera work.
Nocturnal filming of crime and accidents.
Yes, and then away he goes.
And because he learns all this on the internet, on courses on the internet, because he doesn't interact with people really.
No. He's a prodigious learner.
Oh yeah, that learning curve is steep.
It's scary.
But what freaked me out, what totally frightened me, was that he took the footage to a TV news group, and they said, "Oh, we love it. We're going to use it."
Yes.
So even they, who are not, obviously they were normal people, were like, "People will love this."
Were they?
No. As in, it's. Oh, I just...
This is the thing.
But they're going, oh, well, people want this. We're only providing for them. We're just doing our jobs. And I'm thinking, well, actually they're right, because people would... My brother and I were discussing this. People would just tune into it. He said, people want to see all this gruesome stuff. They say they don't, but they do. And I thought, oh, well, yeah, I guess they do. And they're just providing for the consumer.
Yep.
Which is totally gross and horrible. And my brother's saying, I thought it was going to be a film about... how he actually went and he set all the things up and filmed it. He said, but it was basically him just setting up a business and doing what people needed. And I went, oh, that's not what I got from it. So he didn't notice that he was a psychopath. He just saw him as creating a business.
A job, yes. Well,
that's what I mean.
That's quite a take on the film.
What I mean. It's so.
He didn't see the moral. He didn't see the moral problem.
And I said to him, what about what happened at the end to the what's the guy's name? Rick, who was working for him. And my brother goes, oh, he kind of deserved it. And I went, oh, gosh. And Mum goes, oh, well, did he actually know? And I went, well, that's what I got from it. So I got the whole, what a bastard. Oh, my gosh, he's horrible. But these people are horrible by helping him out. And
isn't it interesting how different people approach this film from different ways?
Where other
and you
people
can
are
always use it as a kind of thermometer for people's moral
humanity.
standing. Well, that's quite impressive, I have to say.
Where I got from it
Yep.
that this is happening. And there's a line in the film where so he's gone into a house and not given information to the police about what's happened that he had, and he set a scene up for himself so he could film it. And Nina is about to put it up, and the lawyer guy has said, oh, well, we found out actually that the reason why this happened was because of drugs, so we need to change this story. And she goes, no, we can do that tomorrow. This is going to sell big and make heaps of money. And
it's interesting.
And when my brother goes, oh, well, it's not really illegal what he's doing. I said, Rowan, he didn't tell the police. And he goes, oh, he did eventually. I said, yes, but police got shot. And he goes, oh, yeah, but,
Withholding information.
Well, it's funny because what I got from it is how horrible some people are, and they're willing to do this, and we're heading that way. When my brother just went, "Oh, it's a business opportunity, and this is how it works," and